Get the belly?
Got it.
All right. All right, so we're out here with Roy Nelson getting ready for the TUF 10 finale. You just lifted the shirt. I was going to say, hey, you look a little thinner. Have you lost a little weight at all, or are you going to come in about 265?
I'll come in probably like right at 264, 265. I'm not the guy, the sauna guy, so I don't have to worry about that.
All right, well, I sat down with you with a bunch of media guys back on, it was like June 2nd, right as the season was starting, and I posed the question, I'm like, well, what are you doing here? So did it work out exactly, the way you hoped? I mean, were there any negatives at all, or did it just sail along smoothly?
So far, no negatives. After Saturday, I could tell you if there was a negative or positive, but it's, basically the road hasn't ended yet. I still got to get past Brendan, and then after Brendan, we can actually have a better conversation, and then with did it work out for me? But so far, I'm happy with what with the results that I've gotten so far from the show.
Right. Well, number one, I mean, the one dream thing that came down, you couldn't have envisioned getting Kimbo. I mean, that's huge for you, even if I know you want to win on Saturday, but the fact that you got Kimbo, that was a major fight. It was one of the bigger audiences ever, and you basically, ran a clinic on him. So that worked out nicely.
Yeah, fighting Kimbo was, it worked out to my advantage. And it also, I got fans, and it also, hurt me. But for the most part, I really didn't really care. I didn't care who was in front of me. I just needed to get the 3 W's while I was in the house.
Do you care about having fans?
You know what? I always care about all my fans, all the ones that support me, even the ones that hate me. I love the ones that hate me because I'll be the first ones to write them back and go, hey, why don't you come on down and train? Or, you can't do that, and I'm like, hey, come on, train. Because I know that they're just, computer typers.
Internet tough guys, like myself.
You're here live in person.
That's a good point.
There's a lot of people that won't even show their face.
Yeah. Do any of them keep firing back at you, or as soon as do they almost think like, hey, he's not going to respond anyway? So as soon as you do, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Usually, we get in a debate, and then after that, their opinion of me completely changes, and then next thing now they're a fan. So I mean, it's like one of the biggest ones out there is. It's like I Hate Roy Nelson. It's on like Facebook. I joined it, started typing on it, and everybody, was like, oh, he's fat, he just lays, the whole 9 yards. But then I started typing on it, and then the next thing you know, there's guys arguing for me on I Hate Roy Nelson. Yeah. So it's it's great.
All right. Any idea who started the page? Was it Dana White?
I have no idea who started it.
Could it be Dana, or does he have that kind of time? Do you think he hates you, or do you just drive him nuts?
No, I think it's just it all depends on how you look at things when different fights. My last fight he was impressed with. That was like the worst fight I thought I had.
Yeah. I know there's something about, I actually wrote it up the other day, your humor, as you pulled yesterday. Was it yesterday or Tuesday night when you posted, make sure you watch the finale. I'm looking forward to it. Like you aren't going to be on it. No, that kind of stuff, I think, is the kind of stuff where he's like, Roy.
Well, it's actually, there was nothing wrong with my thing. I said I was training late, and I can't wait to watch the fights. I'm a fan too. There's some great fights this weekend.
All right, the matchup against Schaub. He's got to be the toughest guy you fought, simply because he looks like at least he has the ability on the ground to not get destroyed, and he has power. His striking looks pretty crisp. I mean, is he the best guy? Do you think it wound up in terms of a matchup as the best guy you'd face?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tournament format, so he has to be the the best guy on the other side of the bracket. So
now you say that. I mean, it could have been Justin Wren. You beat him. Could have been Justin Wren.
It could have been, but he went on my side of the bracket, so the toughest side was what the way Brendan went, as you saw. But Brendan kept his composure, and he beat his opponents when they made their mistakes. And hopefully at the end of the night, I'm not gonna make any mistakes, and you'll see my hand raised.
We were just watching the workouts. Do you ever work on ground during the workouts, or were we getting a little? I won't say what you were doing, although we're going to show it. But you were doing a lot with your hands.
I don't ever work out anymore. I just go to Burger King and just eat. So that's the type of training I do. This is like the first time I trained since I got out of the show.
That's ridiculous.
Besides the other night when I trained late.
There you go. All right. You were training at Bada Bing a little bit at the strip club.
That's true. No,
you're full of it. You train, you work hard. I know you want to pass it on that you're just some fat guy who's going in there and.
I am a fat guy.
Well, we know that. You work.
Fat guy with abs. That's a scary thing.
Fat guy with cardio, which is funny because a lot of the guys who looked like they were in better shape had no cardio.
You know, it's yeah. Well, it's I have the gas tank. They don't have that extra gas tank.